雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。 ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。The brightness called brilliant. Valenti.
クオリティオブジャパニーズクラフトマンシップブリッド。
What's up guys, it's Frederick Ospo and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮。チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りでも高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。 ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。The brightness called brilliant. Valenti.
クオリティオブジャパニーズクラフトマンシップブリッド。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
究極の静かさと安全性オンロードオフロード世界中で活躍するケンダその信頼を支える静音性安定性と対摩耗性世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りで高品質と納得の価格タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたにケンダ
モティ
The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウエット A。 ウエット A。
ウエットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜
革新のカーボンベゼルBluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ
The brightness, called brilliant. Valenti.
クオリティオブジャパニーズクラフトマンシップブリッド
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
究極の静かさと安全性オンロードオフロード世界中で活躍するケンダその信頼を支える静音性安定性と対摩耗性世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りで高品質と納得の価格タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたにケンダ
Motorsports.
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。 ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
The brightness called brilliant. Valenti.
クオリティオブジャパニーズクラフトマンシップブリッド。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
Motorsports.
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウェット A。 ウェット A。
ウェットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
The brightness called brilliant. Valenty.
Quality of Japanese craftsmanship. ブリッド。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC
究極の静かさと安全性オンロードオフロード世界中で活躍するケンダその信頼を支える静音性安定性と対摩耗性世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである高品質と納得の価格タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたにケンダ
モティ
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenty.
Hello all over the world and welcome to Formula Drift Japan 2020 Round 1. We are here at the Sportsland Sugo, Miyagi Prefecture. I'm here with Robbie Nishida.
How you guys doing?
How's it going, Robbie?
I am just happy to be here because, I mean, everybody knows the whole problem all over the world. You know, everything got delayed and, you know, postponed, and now we're finally here starting off the season. I'm just happy that we came this far.
So, how's everything with you and long time no see?
I'm just happy because I haven't been able to see all these people, teams, drivers, and everybody here. It's really, you know, just amazing to be able to be here to see everybody. But I think we're going to go to a little clip. There's a little message from one of our former champions that couldn't make it to this round because of the whole COVID mess. And the borders are closed shut, so there's a couple of drivers that are supposed to be here from other countries, and they aren't able to make it. So let's see what he has to say.
Right now, I should be up in Japan testing our freshly rebuilt TCP Magic RX-7,
Yeah, so
getting
I
ready
think
for this weekend's round one of the
foreign
former
drivers
Drift
are all
Japan
entered
Championship.
for the full season.
However, with the
you know,
seriousness of this
and they just
pandemic
missed the
going
first
around the
round,
world,
because of the borders. Yeah.
Yeah, but the travel restrictions really strict right now.
Yeah.
It's really hard to get into Japan and all over the world.
Yeah.
What's up, and konnichiwa everybody, Mad Mike here, coming at you from New Zealand. Not where I want to be right now. I should be up in Japan testing our freshly rebuilt TCP Magic RX-7, getting ready for this weekend's round one of the former Drift Japan Championship. However, with the seriousness of this pandemic going around the world, proving to be a very challenging 2020 for most, and the borders being closed to Japan for the foreigners, it is impossible for me to get into the country. Trust me, I've done everything I possibly can, dealing with the embassies, speaking to the other foreign drivers, Toyo's Hires, thank you so much for trying to pull some strings from your end to get me into the country. However, not meant to be. Quado bro, thank you so much. You've done an incredible job in prepping the RX-7 for us this season. Kato-san and Toshi of Liberty Walk, thank you so much for rebuilding the Lamborghini Murcielago this year for myself to do drift demonstrations. And to my competition, Gambari, stick it to the wall, Tanashi, and I'll be banging doors with you as soon as I possibly can.
So these guys can make it in too. Hopefully everything will be cleared out a little bit more by the end of the month in August, where our round 2 is supposed to be scheduled. So hope to see them soon. And we're missing a big chunk of our whole international pack.
Yes.
But other than them, we have Andrew Gray, which he lives in Japan, and also Yukio Faust.
Yes.
He lives in Japan as well. So these drivers should be able to actually do the international part.
Okay, so we're gonna explain track, Rob?
Yeah, let's go over the track real quick. It looks really simple. It's a pretty fairly high-speed track. But the first corner, you initiate by the 3-2-1 cone. You have to pull, make sure the car goes to the outside, where we're in front of the outside zone 1. And it's actually an uphill going to the outside zone 1. After you pass outside zone 1, you're going to outside zone 2 and 3. It's a downhill. We don't have any in clips. It's all outside zones. And right before the finish line, we have the outside zone 4. So it's basically one transition, one initiation, one transition, and 4 outer zones. But the elevation change it's real. I went out on the track and looked at it too, but it's pretty crazy. So the car, you're gonna have to run up the hill, throw the car as hard as you can, make sure the car goes out to the outside zone 1, and after that it's a downhill, so you got to kind of do a speed adjustment and also not forget to have angle through all the other zones.
I see. So how many drivers we have today?
All right, so let me go ahead and the information I have, I think we have about 40. We have registered, we have about 50 drivers, but I think because of the team situation, the whole COVID-19 mess, there's probably a lot of teams that had a delay in their schedule and their work environment, and maybe the builds of the car. So there's a couple of cars that are supposed to be here but aren't here yet. And also there's a couple of obviously the foreign drivers that couldn't make it. There's about 4 or 5 drivers that couldn't make it into Japan because of the borders. So we have about 40 cars. So that means, I think if we have 40 cars, there's going to be 8 cars that are going to be going home. Well, not going home, but pretty much not going to be able to make it to the qualify because we're going to be picking out the top 32.
So for this round, we have like a few new drivers and new machines.
Yep.
Yeah. Looking forward to see the new cars and new drivers.
Yeah, we'll go over those as we go. But my main thing is I'll be judging the style side of it. Also, since the USA team isn't here, Ryan Lantagne, or shout out to Ryan Lantagne, Ryan Sage, Kevin Wells, all those guys that are usually here to help out FD Japan. They weren't able to make it, so we had to put everybody into place, or put people into place where they can actually cover what they're doing. So that's why you're here.
Yes.
And this is Michael, guys.
Thank you.
Welcome, Michael.
Glad to be here.
Yeah. And then also alongside of me judging, I'll be doing the style this time, and we have a former D1 Grand Prix champion and also a race car driver, Nobuteru Taniguchi, to the left of me. He's going to be doing the angle. And since last year we had Yoichi Imamura. He was a commentator throughout the year, but he's going to be one of the official judges for the season.
Right.
So Imamura is going to be judging the line for today's qualify. Okay. So let me go ahead and go over the points. There's 30 points in line, 30 points in angle, and 40 points in style. Total points, 100 points. Whoever gets the highest score is going to qualify first, and on and on. Everybody under that is going to be lined up, and we're going to be looking for 32 drivers that are going to actually be making it into tomorrow's head-to-head competition. All right, I'm excited. I don't know about you, but I'm super excited because it's been a long time.
Yeah, it's been a really long time.
Yep.
Yeah.
And being able to see drifting, and hopefully you guys are enjoying this in front of the live stream. It sucks that we don't have spectators, you know.
Right.
We had to do this without spectators.
Because of the COVID-19
Oh yeah,
situation.
then the precaution we have face masks, we have all these acrylic boards and everything. It's just crazy.
So I guess the car is getting ready.
Yep. All right, this is car number 80, Yuta Komatsu from Komatsu Racing. I think he's supposed to be in a Lexus IS, but he's borrowing this car this time.
I don't know. I see.
Pretty clean initiation, straightforward, on gas. Oh, there's a wobble over there, but you know what? Actually, that was a pretty decent run for the first driver. He's a rookie driver. Let's see. And I heard that that's a rented car too.
That's a rental car.
Yep.
I see.
So pretty straightforward. Clean initiation. I think everything on the style side, it looked like it was above average, maybe, in my opinion. Yeah. So on gas most of the time, it looked like he had a little bobble right before out zone 4, going from out zone 3 to 4. But overall, I think that was a very clean run. Let's see what the other judges have for the line and the angle portion of it. Yeah, like I said, I think he was supposed to be in a Lexus IS350, a very different car from what we usually see, and he is actually borrowing a JZX 100 Mark II this weekend. So that was our first driver, which is one of our rookie drivers.
So the next number is number 53, Yoshimura Mitsunori. It's getting ready.
From Team Mori, that's a S15 Sylvia. All right, so let's see what the score is going to be. The crazy part about this is everybody thinks, you know, since we're judging, they think that we know the scores, but no. There's 3 judges here. We're completely isolated. Oh, there you go. Wow, he got 86 points. That's actually a pretty good start. That's a pretty good number to punch out. So I think 86 points could actually make you push yourself a lot harder the second run too, just because that's a very safe score to have, especially with 40 cars, you know.
I see.
All right, so you said the next driver is Mitsunori Yoshimura.
Car number 53.
15. Kind of a slow, lousy initiation. Feathering the gas, a little bit of bobble there. Oh, he's actually... Alright, he actually knocked over the last...
So how was the run, Robin?
And stuff. It looks like there is a little bit of... He lacked in commitment. Not as exciting and on gas throughout the whole time. He was feathering the gas. Very shallow angle, but that's not my part. The angle judge will check that out, but I'm going to see where his initiation wasn't snappy. He's supposed to be a little bit more quick and snappy, the rate to angle. And also going through outside zone 1 to 2, he was bobbling a little bit, and that's probably because he was kind of feathering the gas, trying to adjust his speed down the hill. So,
さあ先ほどのね天気予報ですが雨が降らなければいいんですが少しまた上空が明るくはなってきてるんですけどもね。
But it did sound like he had I think he has an SR 20 in it, so I know, you know, the beauty about Formula Drift, there's no power rules. You can have whatever you want in the car. You can have something that's really torquey, or you can have something that has a lot of power. But some people do decide to put SR 20 in it because it's lighter and different other reasons. But I think he was going for more of the lightweight cars, but this track might be a little bit more better for cars that has bigger power, more power, yeah, because it is pretty much a long stretch, long turn. So, but I think he's also a rookie. And his first run, I mean, he put a, you know, it looks like he's going to be getting a score. So that's actually pretty good, you know. It's really hard. I honestly think the guys that come out here, everybody's not going to be a champion, but at least everybody's coming here to do it and trying it, and just being able to get to that start line, or, you know, under the bridge over there. Just getting the license and just being here is already a lot of work, you know. So you got round of applause to these guys. They're putting on a great show for us. For 70 points, you know what? That's not a bad start. Hopefully he can be a little bit more dynamic on his second run, but I think that was good enough for his first run as a rookie driver.
So the next car will be car number 61, Teramachi Kunihiko with S15 Sylvia.
Okay, it's Nichie Racing with Good Ride Motorsports. So I think this is one of the good ride cars.
Oh.
I've seen this guy, Teramachi. He's been, I think he's been off and on for the series.
Right.
It looks like he's going to be running the whole series this year. So I've seen him around for a few years, but not full season all the time. I think he used to have a, like you said earlier, it's like a pink car.
Like an orange car.
Yeah, before, right? Yeah.
I mean, looking forward to seeing him all year round.
I think this one is going to be a 2J in S15. There are a lot of S15s and S15 Sylvias in the Japan series. I mean, obviously, the car was sold here, so, and I think the championship car in the US, a guy named James Dean, he has S15 with a 2J in it too. And that might be like a winning menu solution or whatever you can call it. A good combo. And there he goes, he starts. Let's see. Average initiation. Car doesn't sound super healthy, but he's on gas all the way down. A lot of commitment. All right.
So how was that run?
I don't know. His initiation was. It was okay. It was average. I believe. It wasn't super crazy. It wasn't super snappy, but it wasn't too lousy as well. And I don't know if his car is running bad or something, but the car doesn't look super stable when he's on gas all the way through. There's a little bit of bobble there too, so.
ちょっと出口が薄かったかなって感じですよね。1コーナーから2コーナーももう少しね、アウトゾーンまで入ってくれば、もっと手前からね、あとね、アングルもそうだと思うんですけど、まあスタイルもね、もう少しポイントが上がってくるんじゃないかなって感じしましたけど。まあベテランですからね。まあ1本目とすればまあ寺町的にはまあいいのかな。いいのかな。
All right, so I think the hard part is to put together a clean run, and I think it was a fairly clean run. So I don't think the score is going to be.
There you go.
There you go. So I guess as a first run, it's pretty safe. I guess it was a very safe run.
So the next number is car number 33, Ishikawa Junya.
All right, so I think there's another driver, Hayashi, that used to drive this car till last year, and now he's doing his own team, his own car. So he's the replacement driver of this from Hiroshima Toyota Team Droopy, the ZN6 Toyota 86, and this has a 1GR engine in it. I think it's like a 4-liter Tacoma motor or something with a V6 with a turbo on it, so very interesting engine. I think this might be the first competition for him to be in with this car, and that was a pretty good angle. On gas. Very smooth on the fluidity part of it. Just off gas a little bit through going out to outer zone 2, coming out outer zone 2, and I think it's just because there's a downhill there, so he's probably doing a speed adjustment, but I'm going to have to drop him a little bit of commitment on that part. But
4コーナー、4つ目のゾーンに向けて入ったのかなっていうね、印象はあったんですけども、どうでしょうかね。ちょっと2つ目のゾーンと3つ目のゾーンももう少しこうなんていうのかな、車を起こして、
I think as well as Teramachi that just drove right now. Now I'm gonna. Like I said, you know, there's 3 judges and we're watching our own stuff, so I'm just looking at the style portion of it. So I don't even know, I wasn't even paying attention about the line or the angle, so I would like to, it's always exciting to see what the score is right after you put in your scores, because sometimes it's a lot more than you think it is, sometimes it's a lot less too, so I don't want to speak so soon. But from my end, it looked like average or a little over average kind of run. but let's see how that is going to.
And we are still waiting.
Yep. Oh, 83 points. There you go. It's actually pretty good, right? I mean, just looking at it overall, I think in the U.S. the average score might be a little bit higher too because a lot of competitors out there are used to it. But in FD Japan, I think if you're in the 80s, about 80 or something like that, that might be like the borderline or a little bit over borderline. That might be the average score.
Okay, the next number is car number 35, Morozumi Takahito with a DG5.
Yep, they're famous with suspension. Kind of a slower transition, e-brake right there. Oh my god. All right, so
how was that, Robbie?
Okay, so we were just talking to the judges about what do you think about him coming from the outside zone 3 to 4. It looked like he had a huge correction, so we're going to have to dock him on a lot of points, probably from angle, and that was very close. We're going to have to just call it very close, but we're going to have to dock him for fluidity and commitment. That's not so good. It sounds like the car wasn't running good, so after he left outside zone 3, or even going to outside zone 3, he looked like he was struggling already. So yeah, I don't think he's going to be getting such a high score for that run. Hopefully they can get their car situated
for the next run, huh?
Yep.
So the next is car number 9, Tamenishi Harumoto, Diva, Team Diva.
Okay, so we were walking around the pits talking to the drivers, and this guy is a rock and roller.
Pretty
he's
interesting.
a guitarist. Yeah, he's got long blonde hair, but his voice is really low.
Really low.
So, yeah.
I was pretty surprised.
Yeah, I know. I saw him. I was like, whoa! I was like, your voice and your face don't match, But yeah, pretty cool guy. He's been in the series. He was competing last year as well. So let's see how he's going to do today. He's on it. Pretty clean initiation. All right, so he had a huge correction right after outside zone 3, and it looked like it gripped up a little bit, brought the rear end back in. That kind of actually made his line go outside on the end of outside zone 4. So let me go ahead and take a look at the replay. Everything else looked pretty smooth and clean until he got to there, but something happened there. Not as exciting as some of the other drivers that we saw, but very smooth until he got to here, and that was pretty similar to what we saw at the other with the other driver that we just saw, Morozumi. Okay. All right, so the scores are in. I think the score might be similar to, just a little bit more, but still kind of on the low side, most likely from the big mistake that he made after he made the transition going into outside zone 3 to outside zone 4. So hopefully he could get back up and lay down a great run after this.
Next is car number 22, Watch Atsushi, Professor Auto Service.
Professor Auto Service S15. This is a very, very clean build. I was able to look at the car today with SR. Oh, it's actually 2J, I think. Yep. Oh, nice initiation. Dynamic. Long gas. Little throttle control going down. And not so smooth around outside zone 3, but he makes it all the way outside to the outside zone 4.
思い切りの良さというか、思い切り来てるなっていうのはね、とっても伝わってきますね。こういうスピードさせながらアクセル踏み込んで。
So it got a little messy towards the last half of the track. The first half of the track, he looks like he was doing pretty good. Unthoughtable. Around here, he had to bobble a little bit when he was leaving outside zone 3. It looks like it's becoming everybody's problem, or some of the cars' problems, when they're coming from outside zone 3 to coming out of outside zone 3 going to outside zone 4. It looks like the car is trying to correct. But from what I saw when I was on track, it might be because that corner after the outside zone 3, it looks like it's banked a little bit. So unless you're on, oh, actually you got an 80-point score though. Okay, so unless you're on the right line, if you go way too in, it might be, I don't know, upsetting the car in some way because of the slight bank there or something. I'm not sure. Alright, so the rules for FD, I think this is for the US and Japan, but for qualify, you have to be at the starting line right when you're supposed to go. So I think he just
got there.
Slid right in. Yep, saved by the bell, kind of. So
so this is the car number, what is it?
963?
963.
Mizutani.
Daichi.
Yep. Mizutani Jidosha with Zek Nova. So he's going to be able to get a run. I missed a run a long time ago because I was sitting around and daydreaming. Yeah, then I didn't know it was my turn, and I rushed over there, and it was too late. It does happen to dummies like me, so you got to be careful. All right, so on throttle. Oh, clutch kick, but didn't actually initiate it with the e-brake. Clutch kicking, shallowed up. Made it all the way through. Fluidity wise,
yeah, how was it?
It didn't look like a fully smooth run. Maybe because of the lines he was taking, he was kind of cutting inside. The initiation looked pretty good, snappy, good. There's some commitment there, and he's on gas the whole time, but it looks like the setup of the car isn't as well as it should be. So the car doesn't want to, actually it doesn't float through as good, so I guess the fluidity portion of it, maybe everything will be average. Let's see what the score is going to be like. Alright, I think the scores are almost in. So yeah, I think compared to the US, there's a lot of SR20s in Japan. And 75 points. So that's almost somewhere around, that's an average score. I guess it's 70, in the 70s, 75. But yeah, there's a lot of cars that are here that are SR20s, and they usually make about 400, 500, 600 horsepower or something. You're actually going against other guys that has 2Js and other V6 turbos, and they all probably make like 800 horsepower or something like that. So we have smaller tracks such as Suzuka Twin. I think Okayama's another bigger track. We have Okuibuki, which is the next round. That's a fairly compact sized track, but surprisingly we had a big power car win it last year. So I guess it doesn't really matter how much power you have, as long as the car is balanced and made well and the driver has commitment, you know. If you're going head to head against a fast car and if you can't keep up, that's another story. But I think by looking at the way FD is judged, we have a lot of out zones, so it kind of gives the slower chase car a little bit of an edge to be able to try to creep up and get closer to the car in front. You can't cut in too much. You're not going to be able to, or you're going to get docked for that too. But I think the way everything is being judged right now, I really like it. I mean, not just because I'm doing it. I kind of agree with how everything is, and I really like the way everything is ran. And I like the fact that this track, we only have out zones, and the lead car would have to run the right line and run a big line to give the chase car a chance to be able to chase down the lead car. But we'll be talking about tandeming tomorrow. We should stick with the qualifier one.
Yes.
But we're waiting for the car.
Number 87? Yes, so the car number 87, Ishiguro Yukiko with the real style.
Yep, that's a female driver, right?
Yeah.
She actually came out and surprised everybody last year at Okuibuki.
So she's gonna be in first time full season this year? Or?
Yeah, so she made it out to one round last year and she came out, surprised everybody, and now she's able to put together a team to be able to compete the whole year. So we have her joining us for the full season. It's going to be interesting. I think we have 3 female drivers right now for full season. Yep. So all you guys got to watch out because these girls are going to come and get you, right?
リアサイドがブルーのカラーリングであれば石黒選手の車になりますね。そのようですね。
I think the problem we have here, since we're at a bigger track, the warm-up area is way down this hill, and the timing of it is really tough. So there's probably a little bit of delay there. So sorry, guys. You're gonna have to just bear with it. Meanwhile, I'll just blab away, and you're gonna have to listen to what I have to say. But if you don't like it, just mute. Push mute. All right, so we got
car number 87.
Yukiko Ishiguro, real style. Let's see if she has the real style. SR20 S15 and snappy, not dynamic initiation, shallow on the angle. Braking at the outside zone 3. There's a little bit of not as fluid as it should be, and not as committed, I believe.
Out of all?
Yeah, I think she would have to be a little bit more committed, just because maybe she has less power too. So it might be balance of the grip and the power of the car too. But let's see what the score is going to come up to be like.
イニシエーションゾーン3本のパイロン、2本のパイロン、1本のパイロンと、スゴーブリッジの下にあるんですが、ちょっと
So as a style score, she should be flicking a little bit harder at the initiation. It was very quick to the rate to angle, but then the angle rate wasn't as much. But from there, she's kind of feathering down the track, not fully committed on the gas pedal, but I think she put down a decent run for a style score, but now we're going to have to see how much angle she has, because I'm not really looking at the angle, and I'm not the angle judge. But at the same time, it didn't look like she was throwing so much angle. She was pretty shallow throughout the whole track, so we're going to have to see. But see, that's the disadvantage of having maybe a less horsepower car, too. 34 points. Okay. All right.
It's about average, or?
Yeah, I think the cut, I'm not sure yet. We only have maybe like 10 cars with a score on it, and we'll see how that's going to go. Uh-oh.
For the next car, it's pretty interesting. Car number 36, Takahashi Kazumi, TMS Racing Team.
Yep. So this is Kazumi Takahashi. He was in, I think he came to the series a few times.
Yes, I remember.
Previously in the JZX 100. But now he's in the HGK Eurofighter E92 BMW with the 1GR Toyota V6 turbo motor in it. Interesting setup. We'll see how he's going to do. I think this is the first competition he's going to be in with this car.
Car's looking really good.
Yep. All right, so overall, it looks like a pretty clean run. He had a few slight angle correction. I think going from a turn to the other, where he comes from here, and there's a slight angle adjustment there, and also a slight angle adjustment going through here, and where everybody gets caught almost correcting is right there too. So there's a few very small bobbles here and there, but overall it looks like a pretty clean run. Very fluid.
良かったんじゃないですか、比較的。はい。この BMW E92 ですね。少しアングルがね、もうちょっとついてれば、はい、もっと高得点になったのかなっていうイメージはありますけど、はい、アングルが。多分、アングル専門の方が。
And I think the scores should be in.
だけど、まあまあ、アングルだけしか喋んないですけど。
Yeah, so this is
84 points. 84.
It's pretty good. That's actually second highest score. Leading the score is Yuta Komatsu with the 86. Kazumi Takahashi is 84, and right behind him is Junya Ishikawa in the Droopy, 86 with the 83. So that's the top three as of now. We still have maybe 20-30 drivers to go. This is Yukio Faust.
Car number 50, 555.
Yep. He is a foreigner but lives in Japan. Pretty exciting initiation. On gas, a lot of commitment right there. So good angle. This is kind of what we want to see. The smoking drifting kind of dives in after the outside zone 3 and finishes. Very exciting.
Very aggressive too.
Yep, very aggressive. So a lot of commitment there. Just like everybody else, the outside zone 3 to 4 catches everybody and causes a slight mistake there too. So let's see how that's going to play out for him on his scores. But overall, it looks really exciting. A lot of smoke. Good angle. Right there, and kind of dives in.
今良かったね。迫力もあるし、アングルの人も反応してるし。お客さんがいればこれきっとそうですね。拍手が起こったところですよね。ユキオファーストいい走りを見せました1本目。それでユキオファーストとマシューヒルって同じチームなんですけど、すげえ陽気な。
I think that's actually going to put him in a good position, especially for his first run. Very aggressive, on gas, and exciting to watch. And I hear the, there you go, 90 points. Now we have a new leader on the board. He got a 90 point. And I guess it was a rebuilt car. He said he refreshed everything on the car. Right. But it's an older chassis, but he refreshed everything, new decals and all that stuff. So very successful run for him, and congratulations. Now we're moving on to
car number 666.
666.
Mano Shuichi.
Shuichi Mano. Chatty boy style.
Chatty boy.
Chatty boy. Chatty in Japan is bicycle.
Yep.
Bicycle boy. So 1 via 180 front end on S13 rear. Kind of a slower and not so much of a flick going into the first corner. Looks like he was pulling out some angle, leaving outside zone 2 to 3. Okay. So he looked like he was, there was not much of a transition for him to go from outside zone 2 to 3. So let's see, we're going to be putting the scores in.
ここゾーン良かったですね。深く取ってきましたゾーン1つ目。2つ目も入っていったんですが、ここで少しつなげなのかな、どうなのかな。さあ、どんな風に見られるのか。
Alright.
And we're still waiting for the score.
So let's see the score is in. And yeah, not so dynamic run from Shuichi Mano. Didn't feel so much, not so much energy from it, but got a 74. he got docked on the angle. Judge, as you can see, he had 19 points. So there's a lot of almost straightening that he made. So you're gonna have to throw a little bit more angle to keep the judges happy. So, and there is Yukio Faust's pits. They kind of look like they're excited. I would be too. You know, putting down a 90-point run is very, very hard. When you only have 2 runs, and there's so many drivers out there that are really, really skilled, you know, it's just really hard to be able to put together that run with a high score within those 2 qualifier runs.
Right.
That's the hard part. Like, you can go to the track and do 100 runs and make a 100-point run once, but you got to be able to do it at the right time, and that's what's really hard. Now at the line we have
car number 130, Saori Iwasaki.
5X tires with garage LFW. Naughty. Let's see if she's naughty. She's been in the series. She was driving that yellow car last year, so it looks like it's a new car.
Yes, I remember.
Something's wrong. We're gonna have to. I think that is going to be an incomplete. I don't know what happened with
the car.
I don't know if it was a car. Maybe it was like some kind of car trouble, shifting, something. So she's gonna have to get that sorted out by the time her second run comes up. So hopefully she can put down a score, at least to get into the top 32 spot. You know, I wish the borders and all this stuff wasn't as strict as how it is, and you know, the countries aren't as far apart, because then it'll be a lot easier for us to be able to do like a series with more, you know, sorts of people, you know, different types of people from different types of countries. That brings in different types of cars and different personalities and drivers that make it really, really interesting. And I think that's what's the beauty about drifting and the competition, is that we have so many people from so many places all over the world, different kinds of cars and different kinds of setups. I really like that. I like different, you know. I like to see a lot of difference, you know.
So the next up is car number 41, Shinichi Uemura.
So, Uemura Shinichi, he was in a plain white, more simple livery car last year. And I think I was at the tech yesterday. It looked like this car was weighing in kind of heavy, so it's one of the heavier cars. It might be pushing some power, but the car's kind of heavy. So he told me before, you know, being able to compete in FD Japan was one of his dreams, and he made it come true. Now let's see if he can make it into the qualify spot. Kind of a lousy initiation, kind of drove into it. Not much commitment. It looks like he's giving it the least amount of angle as possible. Looks like he barely made a run to, around the track, but it wasn't too exciting, and also he wasn't as committed as he should have been. Oh, this is a replay of car number 130, Saori Iwasaki. Just shows something happened to her car. She wasn't able to initiate properly.
Showing a different replay.
Yeah, it's a different replay. My score is in, but yeah, going back to this run, Shinichi Uemura did not have the commitment he should have. I guess they're not going to run a replay. But as you saw earlier, his run wasn't as exciting as should have been. But he made it around the track, so let's see what the score is going to be like.
情熱を注ぎ込んでですね、まあ本当彼がいなかったらできなかったぐらいね、はい、本当にね彼が一生懸命準備して、はい、まあね代表の岩田さんにね熱い思いをね伝えて。
Alright, let's talk about Iha, Tetsuya Iha from Cardis, Okinawa. We were over there talking to him about his car too, but this is a GRS 204 Crown, but oh, the Uemura score is out, he got 66. That might be a little bit hard to get into the qualify. Hopefully he does a better job for his second run. And Tetsuya Iha is in a GRS 204 Crown, but
is it the same car from last year?
It is, but he did a whole makeover on the front end of the car and the rear end of the car. So the front end of the car, rear end of the car is actually from a GRS or a 210 Crown. So it's a little bit of a newer model. So the car actually had a makeover. And it has a 2JZ in it. Kind of a sluggish initiation. And very shallow throughout the track. Not so much commitment. And kind of dives in over there from the outside zone 3 to 4. Man, that part really kind of upsets the movement of the car. I want to go over there and check it out later, see what's causing it. We're talking about it.
Over there?
Yeah, from outside zone 3 to 4. But let's see, the full commitment. Fluidity-wise, it wasn't too bad. But just the commitment level was very, very low. So.
まとまってはいるんですけど、もう少しゾーンによってアングルつけた方がいいんじゃないですかね。さあ、その200ですよ。走り。
So I am not. Oh, there's a drone right there. Drone footage, man. The drone footage is a game changer for us because you're able to see everything from the top. You know, this is beautiful view. You know, and I'm just. I don't want to jinx myself. Oh,
73.
73. Let's see what he's gonna put together for the second run. But yeah, I'm knocking on wood. But I mean, usually there's fog here, like really bad, and today it doesn't seem like we have it. So it's very clear view for us to see.
So, next car number 13, Yasuhiro Takaki. T-square with a DGR good ride.
This is another SR 2180. A lot of commitment going down the hill. He's on gas and he pulled out a lot of angle there. Man, that was such a waste because it looked like he was doing really good up until there. But he does have a pretty good commitment level. Looks like a very smooth run until he got to here. See, I'm telling you, there's something there. Like, there's something that's screwing with everybody there. Once they're going through there, it looks like they're picking up a few mistakes here and there, so. So we're just waiting on the
score?
They're just tallying up the score right now. I think that might be, my guess, maybe like an average run. 79. So I was thinking he's going to be somewhere around there, 80-ish. So I think if he didn't make that mistake over there, and if he had a little bit more angle, maybe he would have been
higher.
Yeah, a lot higher too. So let's see what he's going to put together for the second run. And our third female driver in the series, this is Masayo Minowa.
Car number 168.
And they've been driving for a while, and they have a whole family drift team. So, okay, the commitment level is very low going into first corner. Alright, so she made it around the track, but I gotta say that it wasn't too exciting. She looked like she just went around the track to get a score for now. But the commitment level wasn't too high, so let's see what the score is going to come out to be like. Alright, yeah. So that might be around the average score or something, maybe a little bit lower. It's not as exciting as it should have been, or compared to some of the other drivers that had like amazing runs. 74 points.
74.
Alright, but she got a score in, you know, so let's see what she can do for the second run.
So the next driver is car number 328, Shinichiro Saito with Car Guy Racing.
Alright, so I got to talk to him before. He has his son actually in this competition as well.
Right.
Saito Shoya is his son's name. He's going to be coming up in a little bit too.
It's a different color than last year.
Actually, it's a different vinyl. It's a different wrap. So yeah,
Okay.
the car is blue. His son's car is blue. His son's car just got wrapped and got new body kit and all that other stuff too. But this is like every man's dream to have a family. The family is all into drifting. You have your kid that you can just go and hang out. You could be eating dinner, talking about drifting in cars. It's, you know, this is kind of nice. Snappy, but kind of a lousy initiation. On gas, through outside zone 1. Cuts in. It's not as fluid as it should be. Didn't finish outside to the right, driver's right on the outside zone 4. Let's see what his score can be like. Alright, so other than the initiation and the commitment part of it, he didn't make huge mistakes on the track. But I don't think it was as exciting as it should have been. Let's see what his score is going to come out to be like. Yeah, so like I was saying earlier, he has his son driving with him.
Right.
So that's like super cool to be able to go home and talk about car. 76 points. There you go. And be able to do that is maybe like every car guy's dream, you know? And
yeah. Racing with your son and spend time with your son.
I have a son. He likes to drive cars if I brought him to, but he's not too interested in cars too, so. But yeah, it's fun times though. I did that with my son before. I brought him to the track and I made him do donuts in a car, and I mean it was really exciting. I think everybody should have that. Son and father, or son and daughter, or a mother and son, whatever, you know, combination you have at the house, you know, whoever drifts in the house.
So the next car is number 63, Yoshimi Mori.
Team Mori. And S15 Sylvia. His car sounds cool. It's a little, it's a 2J, just like, you know, most of the cars, but then, I don't know, maybe it's his headers or exhaust system or something. It sounds really nice. See what kind of exciting driving he can do. Oh, pretty good angle, good rate. And he actually tries to take that angle all the way through outside zone 1. It looks like he's a little successful. He had to pour out a little bit of angle going through outside zone 1. And overall, looks like it was a pretty clean run. So it looked like he threw a little bit too much angle that at initiation, he had to pull out a little bit as he was going through outside zone 1. But overall, it was a lot more exciting than some of the cars. He might be getting a decent score out there too. Yep. Man, but I gotta tell you, these guys, they come out here and they just do it and make it look easy, but it's not. It's really hard. I've been there, done that.
As a first even drift before, right?
As a previous driver, it's just really hard. It's
you get pressure too. Huh?
Oh yeah, the pressure. I didn't feel so much pressure. 82. That's actually a little bit below. It looks like the average is going to be somewhere in 70 something points. Yeah, so I think the pressure, not so much for me, but being able to do it when you have to, that's really hard. So let's see some commercials. Let's take a little break.
心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウエット A。ウエット A。
ウエットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
The brightness called brilliant. Valenti.
Quality of Japanese craftsmanship. ブリッド。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Galspo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りでも高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
Motorsports.
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
Back to Formula Drift Japan 2020, round one here at the Sportsland Sugo, Miyagi Prefecture. I'm here with Robbie Nishida.
And thank you for the intro, Michael. Just want to say hi to all the guys out there, all you drift fans, and thank you for waiting and being patient for this time. I know it's been really, really hard for everybody with work and job and hobby and playtime and stuff. But we'll all get through it together, and that's the only way to do it. You know, we've always been, as human, we were able to get through a lot of things in the past. So this is just a hump on the road, and we're just gonna have to drive over it and keep on going. So now we're back for the first round for the 2020 series of the Formula Drift Japan Championship. Missing a few drivers, unfortunately, but we're here, and shout out to all the US guys. Sorry you guys aren't here. I miss you guys, all the fans out there too. We miss being out there, and hopefully everything is going to be smooth for next month FD USA round one. So now this is driver number 84, Hashi Masakazu. Exciting initiation, on throttle, a lot of commitment. A little bit of bobble there, but he is going downhill. He is on fire right now. He's going pretty fast, on throttle the whole time. A lot of commitment, exciting. I like that.
Pretty aggressive run.
See, now that's really, it feels good to watch exciting runs like this. Like, it's like clearing your throat out and, you know, getting it out. But that felt really good coming back from a commercial, and all of a sudden, bam, you know, exciting run.
We'll see what the score is.
良かったですね。良かったですね。全体的なスピードもすごくあったし、速度もね、旋回速度ですか？コーナーの旋回速度もすごく高かったですね。何よりこの今谷口さんも言ってた1コーナーの飛び込み。
So here is a pit of the Hiroshima Toyota Group A86. I know there's a lot of 86 fans. Oh, 87 points. I think that makes him, puts him into second place in the ranking right now. First place, the points leader is Yukio Faust from the Sideways Experience. 90 points?
90 points.
And second place is 87 points. There's a couple point gap. So he might be able to fill in that gap on his second run. So good luck on that. Now at the line is car number 408.
Saito Shoya.
Shoya Saito.
Car Guy Racing.
And as we just said, Car Guy Racing, maybe you remember that other guy we were just talking about, Shinichiro Saito, which is his father.
Yes.
His father drives a 2J180, and his son drives a SR20 S15. Brand new body kit and livery. Looks like he got a little stuck when he initiated. Had to get back on gas going into outside zone 1. A little bit of clutch kick there. Not fully committed, and there's a couple of at the end it didn't sound like the car was running so good. Car might not be running as well as it's supposed to be. Looks like he's fighting the car. Not as much commitment he should have, but he did make it through the track, and he will be getting a score. Let's see what he's going to get.
So that was Saito Shoya.
So yeah, like I said, he was, I talked to him the other day, and he's in an SR, and I told him, it's like, hey, aren't you guys doing a 2J swap like his dad's car? But he said he wants to be able to bring out the full potential of the SR before he moves on to a 2J. So that's 68 points, not too much of a good score right now. I think something happened with the car. It looks like the angle score is very low, and I believe because he was pretty shallow going through the zones. Hopefully he could throw more angle, more exciting run for the second run.
So the next up is car number 5, Tomoki Tanaka. We start with the Tetsujin GR.
Now this is a brand new build.
Brand new build.
Yep. He's usually, I think they're in JZX chassis, but this Team Tetsujin they usually do RC stuff, and they moved into RC drifting and now car drifting. So they make panels and stuff too. So let's see how this new car is going to be treating him. Nice initiation, nice and wide. A lot of gas going downhill. Looks like he's pretty committed. And there's that little bobble that everybody goes through after the outside zone 3. But he does pull it through. He makes it all the way out to the right, driver's right, the outer zone 4. Man, that was kind of a waste because that was a good commitment level, but he did.
So how was the smoothness overall?
I mean, he looked pretty good up until, well, outside zone. Before he reached outside zone 1, he had a little steering correction. Then after the outside zone 3, right here, he kind of pulls out a little bit angled there too. So we're going to have to look at that carefully. But overall, very exciting. Good commitment level. Okay, there is, I think that's Hashi in the pits right now, probably checking out his car. And you know what, when I was walking by the pits earlier, they did look like they were working on his car.
Right.
Even though Hashi did get the second point run, second point run, that is, right? 87 points, yep. It looked like they were working on his car too, so maybe he has some kind of, oh. There you go, 90 points.
90 points.
So I think the excitement level right there brought him to the top. He did make, he did run a good line. He was on the outside all the way. And I believe his angle was pretty good through the zones, and that gave him a 90 points. So he's tied 90 points with Fausto Yukio for his first run. And now we're going into car number 93.
Monkey Ito.
Ito Monkey. He has a car shop. Ito Auto Service. He's with Team Hirano Tire. Kind of a sluggish entry. Wow, you know what? But I gotta tell you, he's pretty smooth though. He's on gas most of the time, so see what kind of score he's gonna get. So that was actually a pretty smooth run, and didn't see any huge mistakes. It's just that his initiation was, it was pretty good. It wasn't the best, but it was good enough. But I would have to say, it looks like overall he's probably going to get a pretty good score. That's just my guess, but nope, 84 points. That's probably a little above average.
So the next up is car number 888, Kenji Yamada. Yeah, I believe he has a nickname.
Yeah, his nickname is Jamaken. Nagao Techno Laudata Company. S15. He's also running an SR20. Does a weight transfer to e-brake. On gas. Committed going downhill and slightly takes out angle going to outside zone 4. That was actually pretty good. If he didn't do take out the angle from 3 to 4, it would have been really good, but after he flicks it, pulls out angle slightly after initiation. But overall, I think it's going to be a pretty good score. And the scores are in. Now they are tallying the scores. And that is Tanaka's car. He is tied at first place for qualifying on their first runs.
86
points. So I would say that's a pretty good score for your first run. And I think it's at average when you look at the cars. If you're on the pretty good outside line, holding average to better angle, and being on gas all the way through, you're going to end up with a pretty good score. Like I said, it takes a lot of guts to, you know, throw the car in fast going uphill, stay on gas going downhill from outside zone 1 to 2. So
this is car number 85, Daisuke Hara.
Floats his car out to the outside zone 1. A little bit of bobble after he leaves outside zone 1. And the car isn't smooth through there either. And I would say the commitment level is probably around average. So let's see what he will get. All right, so that was Daisuke Hara with from Team MJ Style with Action. He's been a regular in the Formula Drift Japan series. He's been in the S15 for a couple years, I think. Looking at that run, that might be somewhere around average.
Still waiting
Just
for the
my
score.
guess, yep. Average-ish, let's say.
Oh, 84.
Oh, I guess it's a little bit over average. You know, if you're in that point range right now in the 80s, early 80s, or something like that, that'll probably make you feel a lot comfortable going into the second run. So you can actually try something crazy, or I don't know, just better your second run, better your first run.
Okay, so the next car is number 38, Fukada Tadahiro with Tanabe SSR Team Dunlop.
Oh, don't go to angle! He kind of takes it all the way. He has a lot of angle. Wow, that was a pretty good run. I thought he was going to over-rotate a little bit more when he initiated, but he didn't. He held his angle. Let me go ahead and check out the replay. But he was on gas the whole time. It looked like he was throwing good angle throughout the whole track. So let's see how his score is going to come up to be. There you go. Very deep. A little bit of correction there to help the car settle. But other than that, it looks very smooth. It looks committed. He's on gas most of the time and almost, I mean, actually the whole time. So I am guessing the score is going to be pretty good for him. And Fukada is a character too, off the track. Really nice guy.
Yeah, I talked to him a couple of times, yes.
He's funny. He's the tall Japanese dude that's funny. He always brings up, you know, saying, I'm one of the tallest Japanese drift drivers too. So, 92 points. He is a leader now. And I think that was a well-deserved score for that run. It looked pretty good. It felt good watching, you know, so.
Yes.
As a style, the only part that we had to, or the only part that, you know, we had to dock points on was probably him going into the first corner where he had to adjust the angle a little bit after the initiation. But other than that, he threw big angle. Looked like he was on the right line. Well-deserved score.
So now it's car number 125, Tamagawa Yoshichika with Car Guy Racing.
It looked like he didn't smoothly initiate, but a lot of commitment, a lot of angle. On gas, a lot of commitment. Very fast. He just kind of buzzed right through the track. And he also had a lot of angle too. All right, so I have a feeling that this is going to be another high score.
Looks like sun's coming out.
All right, so my score is in. Let's see what the other judges have to say. But that was Tamagawa. He's been in the series for a couple of times, or a couple of years. I think he didn't run full season last year, but he's the only JGA 80 in Japan, or in FD Japan. So very nice chassis to drift on. And he's from the Car Guy Racing. He's buddies with the Saito family too.
Yes.
93 points. He upped Fukada's score by 1 point, and now he is the leader. We just had a new leader, and now we have another leader. Tamagawa gets 93 for his first run. Very nice score. Puts him in a really good position going into the second run. So let's see if he's going to turn around and do something more crazier for the second run.
So the next up is car number 14, Murayama Tomohiro.
Okay, so car number 14, he's with Buy Now Japan with Dunlop. Car number 14, he's in S14. As long as I know, he's been in an S14, so. Flicks the car. Runs out to the outer zone. And he couldn't get onto gas after outside zone 3 as smoothly as possible. Now we're reviewing the replays. That's a fairly clean run. So I would say it's not as clean and committed as the other two guys who got the 90-point runs, but still should be a pretty good score, or pretty clean score. Looks like the points are starting to raise as we're going down this list of drivers. Now these guys that are driving now are they're more experienced than the other drivers that's driven. There's less rookies in this later half. 84 points for Murayama.
Points.
So that's a safe score to get for the first run. Let's see what he can do for the second run.
Car number 19, Amagai Yuichi. Perfect style.
Perfect style. Let's see if he can get perfect style. That's 40 points from me. But he was in a different S15. He's got a 2J. It was a green car, and now it's a green car. It's more of like a military green, brand new build. Not as committed going into the corner. A little bit sloppy going into outside zone 1. Washed out a little bit going outside zone 2. Had to save himself a little bit. And the car is not fluid. I would say I'm getting kind of used to the fluidity and the commitment we had for the past 3 cars, but this wasn't as much as the cars that I just saw. Not to their level maybe, but let me go ahead and put my scores in. All right, so after he rotated his car, after the transition, after the outside zone 2 going to outside zone 3, it wasn't smooth. It looked like he had to kind of correct his car a little bit, so. But I think it's good enough for him to get him into the show, maybe.
Oh, 80 points.
So I would say that's close to somewhere in the middle or the average. But his car wasn't stable enough and committed enough, I would say.
So the next car is car 770, Saba Yusuke.
All right, this is
Cusco Racing?
Cusco Racing. Cusco is a big manufacturer in Japan that does rallying stuff, off-roading stuff, and drifting stuff. They make tower bars, roll bars, all kinds of stuff. Excited to see how he's going to do. Not too committed on the entry. Kind of sloppy going to outside zone 2. Well, he did make it around the track. He will be getting a score, but I would not say that was the best run that he could do in that car. Let's see what he's going to get. Yeah, so as of my side of it, I would say the commitment level was very low when he was initiating. He kind of pushed through going into outside zone 1 with power. He did, have somewhat angle, but I think he came in a little too short because of the lack of commitment level going from outside zone 1 to 2, which kind of upset the movement of the car. He had to not straighten out, but he had to pull out some angle going down the hill a little bit. This is going to kind of hurt his score. And he has a 74, so this is kind of, I don't know what the borderline for the points are right now, but this is going to be a little bit closer. But now he has a score in, so hopefully he does better on his second run.
So the next car is car number 73, Kazuki Hayashi, Team West Auto with a good ride.
He used to drive the Droopy car, the 86.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yep, and now he's driving his own car. This one has a 2J. He was driving his SR powered car before, and I believe it's a different chassis with the 2JZ in it, and now he is driving his own car where he has all the say in the world what he wants to do with it. So let's see how exciting his run's going to be. Nice initiation. Took out a little bit of angle, puts it on the right line he wants it to be. A lot of commitment going downhill. Looks pretty exciting. All right, you know what? I gotta say, he looks a lot comfortable in this car than his other car, so. So I guess he was in the series from 2015 and 16 from what I just heard. And he was in S15. He moved on to driving for the Droopy team, and now this year he's back to doing his own thing. Looks like he is doing really well.
Let's see, we still wait for the scores. Oh, 90.
90 points right there. There you go. So yeah, I guess it is sometimes better to be in something that you're really comfortable with, to be able to get results as well. Let's see what he's going to be doing for the second run.
So the next up is car number 17, Gene Horino, Good Ride Team, Tops Racing with Project Mu.
So it's been a couple of years since Formula Drift Japan, or Formula Drift came to Japan. Now there's a Formula Drift Japan series. And a lot of the Japanese drivers, and the way the drifting has been in Japan, the judging has been different. And we are doing everything the way Formula Drift does in the US, and we brought that style to Japan, and it seems like everybody's starting to get used to that little by little. And a lot of people like it. I like it too. It's apples and oranges, you know, there's different styles, which makes it a lot more interesting, you know, instead of just sticking with one thing everybody gets to do.
Yes.
Try whatever you like, you know.
So this is Jin Horino, car number 17.
That's 15. He's a veteran in Formula Drift Japan. He's been in the series for a while. Nice angle. Fills outside zone 1 fairly well, and he's on gas going down. This is pretty good, pretty committed. A little bit of floating after outside zone 3, but other than that, looks like he's pretty committed. I like his initiation too.
How is smoothness?
Very flicks it pretty hard, and yeah, so Jin Horino has been in the series for a couple years. He's with Goodbye Team Tops Racing with Project Mew. I think he was in a VR-powered 180 SX a long time ago. Now he's in a 2JZ S15. Looks like he's doing really good. I remember the past couple of rounds he's been in, I think he qualified really high. And it looked like he was going to kind of go and roll through the competition like that, but I think he lost kind of early in the tandem. So, oh, there you go, 93 points. So, actually, he is tied with Tamagawa, who was a points leader. So, yeah, just as Imamura was just talking right now, too, I remember him being really, really good at qualify.
Yes.
You know, so he's going to have to kind of overcome that and be aggressive at tandem, too. So, congratulations on the 93-point run. Puts him tied at first with Tamagawa.
So, there's car number 58. Kazuhiro Kubo.
Vacances, I believe. His team name.
Vacances.
He was in the S13 last year, Sylvia White. Clutch kicks it twice, going into outer zone 1. Aggressive. Oh, that outside zone 3 to 4 area that kind of got him right now. Everything else looked pretty good overall. A lot of commitment. Pretty nice commitment, but not as stable as he wants to be, I believe. Here, right here, he kind of corrects the car, but we're done watching the replays and putting our scores in. Oh, they're walking up to Horino's team. Right now, he is the #1 qualifier, lined up with Tamagawa. Yeah, so back to Kubo. He was in that white S13 Silvia. He was the only S13 Silvia out here. But now all we have are S13 rear end, 180 front end cars. So no pure S13 Silvias in the series right now.
$87 points. So the next car number is 99, Kazuya Matsukawa with Hiroshima Toyota Team Droopy.
All right, so it's the A85, everybody's favorite brother chassis of the A86. Me and our friends used to call the A85s AE Hachigo instead of Hachirokus.
Why?
AE Hachigo is actually the model number for the one with the motor that's not cool. So we used to call it AE 85, AE Hachigo. We used to call those Hachigo nowhere because they're slower. But this one goes to places because it's a V6, 1GR, turbo. I think it's one of the lighter cars that are out there in the Formula Drift Japan series. And the driver is Kazuya Matsukawa. He's probably piloted this car for years, so he knows this car in and out. Boom, flick. On gas, pretty good. A little bit of bobble left foot braking there, and overall that looks like a pretty good run. All right, so the scores are in. Very exciting run. But it looks like he cuts in a lot from outside zone 1 to 2. He's actually not supposed to be there. He got an 89 point.
89.
But that's a pretty good run for a car that's like 30 plus years old.
Right.
That's amazing, yep. So he has potential to do better too if he cleans up that run. Very exciting overall.
So the next car number is 344, Miyoshi Hayato.
Driver R34 coupe. Oh, he had to fix his angle coming from the initiation. The car is not smooth going down, knocked over both the cones, but that doesn't really matter. But overall, for a driver like this, he's a veteran in the series, and he usually does well in qualify, but that was not too clean of a run. He looked kind of sloppy going into outside zone 1 and also coming from outside zone 1 too. So the stability of the car wasn't really there, or as much as the cars that we've seen with the higher scores. Yeah, so Miyoshi, MJ Style, Project Mu, R34. He's been in the series for a couple years and he's always been qualifying high.
Yes.
And I think he's made it up the ladder on the competition a lot too.
Yes.
So he knows what he's supposed to be doing. But yeah, that's a 76. That is not a high score for him. But I think he probably knows what he did wrong too, because the car didn't look super fluid. And usually when the car's not as fluid, there's lack of commitment there too. So being smooth and average is really hard to do. But at the same time, all these other cars are actually going over the top, doing more than they're supposed to. So that's how they get their score.
So the next number is car number 15, Kazuhiro Ueo. Is that the same car from last year?
Yeah, he was supposed to debut his 180 from Team Valino, but didn't make it. Kind of a stall after he made the initiation. Doesn't sound like the car is running good. He doesn't take the car all the way outside. Ooh, that is gonna hurt his score right there. He did not look super fluid through outside zone 3 to 4, and his initiation was kind of sloppy too. So not like how Ueo usually is. It's usually more exciting.
The replay. How is the smoothness, Robbie?
It's the fluidity that he should be, or the fluidity he should have is actually, it's not there. He's usually on gas, a lot of commitment, exciting to watch, but I don't know, he might have some kind of trouble. Earlier today, he was telling me about his back pain that he's been having, and he was also not able to get his car together and ready, where everybody was kind of excited to see his new 180, same VR build as his VR 38 build as his S15 that he is driving now. But yep, that's 77 points. I believe that was not an exciting run from Ueo. Well, that's why we have 2 runs, so hopefully he can get the problem solved and
better for the next run.
Yeah, and just do the Ueo run that he usually does.
Yes. Okay, so the next one is car number 90, Shinji Minowa, Heyman Labo.
Heyman and TM Labo.
TM Labo.
So I've known Minowa for a long time.
This is a
but I didn't even notice him at the track because his car looks totally different. He had a JZX 90 that he sent to the States that was yellow. Now he has a black JZX 100. Nice flick. Good brake to angle. Commitment on gas. A lot of commitment going down the hill. Not as stable as he should be, and maybe he should be making a smoother line from outer zone 3 to 4, but not a bad run.
We'll look at the replay.
Let's see, I like that entry. Big angle and flick. On gas, he lets off slightly right there, gets back right back on gas. And from here, it looks like he falls in. It gets a little bit sloppy after outside zone 3. Not a bad run, but probably not his best either, you know. But overall, fairly clean run. Yeah, so I saw him and I was looking for, you know, yellow car that he drove. He was 3rd place last year, and now he has a brand new car. He sent that yellow car to the U.S. earlier this year.
Oh, he already did?
Yeah, so the car's there, but, you know, everything got postponed.
Because of COVID-19 situation.
Yeah, and he's not able to go there. So I don't even know if he's going to be able to make it to the rounds this year. You know, it's really hard because of the whole border situation. He's trying, though.
Oh, 85 points.
That does look like, you know what, honestly, that did kind of look like an 85-point run. Probably the back half of the track, or the second half of the track probably hurt him. But 85 points, that looks like it's going to put him in a place to be able to make it through qualify. Best of luck for the second run.
So the next car, number 8, Koichi Yamashita, the champ.
Call him the champ. From when he was driving 86s, I known him for a long time too, but last year he was a runner-up. Let's see if he can get the championship this year, and this is his first run for the championship. Nice flick, kind of washed out a little bit. Going into outside zone 2, a little bit of bobble right there, and got off throttle at outside zone 2. I would say that's not his best. It was very clean overall, but not the best one he probably can do. But
how is his fluidity?
Well, there's a couple of parts that he had to cut back and wait, and there's also a lot of parts that he had to not just step on it, but he had to kind of get off gas, give it a little bit e-brake, give it a lot of adjustment, and around here too, he had to wait a little bit just to get back on throttle. So the commitment level wasn't as much as everybody else that were getting the 90s, but we'll see. So So I think the adjustments that he made in his run is going to hurt him. Not as smooth as he usually would be.
89 points.
He got a full score on line. That's pretty impressive. So see, even if you get a low style score, you can get a high line or a high angle score too. So this is the beauty about not giving up and running through the track.
So, car number 100, Andrew Gray.
Yep, he's not in a 100 anymore because this is his brand new Lexus RC 200.
Brand new Lexus.
2J swap, Kazama Auto Aero, built by Power Vehicles. This car is beautiful. So it looks like he has a lot of new parts that he works with. And I know the car is probably not as comfortable as his 4-time champion car. But let's see if he can go for the 5th one
with this
for this year. And first run, not as flicky, kind of washes out a little bit. First corner, but smooth arc on gas all the way. Good commitment. Gets back on gas. Couple of clutch kickers here and there. But there you go. It looks like a fairly clean run. For a brand new car, pretty impressive. All right, the scores are in. Now you gotta I mean, it's amazing how some of these guys come out with a brand new build and they just kind of lay it down and actually go out and do great. And their first run, 93 points right there. And he still has room to move up as well. So that's 93 points by Andrew Gray in a brand new car. Impressive run. All right, so that's all the drivers that we have for this round. And that's all their first runs, right?
First run.
Yep.
So we're going to go to commercial.
So enjoy the commercials, and we will see you guys back for the second round.
Second round.
Or the second run.
Second run.
Second runs, yep.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウエット A。ウエット A。
ウエットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
The brightness, called brilliant. Valendy.
Quality of Japanese craftsmanship. Brilliant.
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Gaspo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。 その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と耐摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
ねえねえ、雨の日の運転ってちょっぴり心配だよね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウエット A。 ウエット A。
ウエットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安心なやる。
横浜。
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
The brightness, called brilliant. Valenti.
クオリティオブジャパニーズクラフトマンシップブリッド。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Gospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮。チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と耐摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りである。高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
The brightness, called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
ね
Hello and welcome to Formula Drift Japan 2020 Round 1. We're here at the Sugo, Sportsland Sugo, Miyagi Prefecture. I'm with Robbie.
Now we're back.
We're back.
We just had a whole round of qualifier runs. The first qualifier runs, the first one out of their 2 runs. But looks like everybody's getting used to the track. This is a brand new track. We've never had a event here before, and this is actually the first time that we are doing a Formula Drift style drift event here. I think this the Sugo's big track, they haven't been open to drifting for a long time, and now we're back drifting, and it's an exciting track. The drivers look like they're getting used to it.
So we're just done with the first run?
Yeah, looking at the first run, I mean, the scores are pretty high. So you're really going to have to, give it your all to be able to make it into the top 32 spot. Now, there's 32 cars that are going to be qualifying. We have about 40 cars. Depending on what you get on your score, you'll be placed in your top 32 spot, going into the head-to-head battle tomorrow.
Yes.
The tandem runs tomorrow, which I'm excited to see.
Very excited.
Just being able to be here, watching drift cars go.
Yes, because it's been a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a long time that everybody's been out, being able to see each other, hear the cars, look at the cars live. Well, not for some of you out there watching live stream, thank you for tuning in.
Thank you.
And like I said earlier, we are missing some of the foreign drivers, and the USA team from the US is not here as well.
Because of travel restriction?
Yeah, the restriction is just, it's unreal right now, but you know what? This is the right thing to do. We're being safe here right now. We got masks on. We got these plastic acrylic boards covering us. I feel like I'm behind bars right now looking at you, but yeah, the precautions, everybody has to take their temperature coming into the track. If you have anything higher than their average, you actually can't even come in. And the team has to actually go home,
So everybody has to check in.
Yeah, so the precautions it's better to be safe than sorry,
All right. So this is a qualified second run. And the car number, what's the number?
80?
80.
Whoa. Big angle. He had to pull out a little bit of angle going to outer zone 1. Dynamic run on gas all the way. Man, he has a lot of commitment. Oh, he kind of had a little weird movement going on from outside zone 3 to 4. I think he did that for his first run too, but maybe that's just the way it is. But it looks like he had an 86-point run earlier. Let's see if he can better that for the second run.
It looks like it was a really aggressive run.
I like the commitment and how he threw the car in. Man, that's a lot of angle. The only part that I don't like is right here. It looks like he had to pull a little bit of angle out so he doesn't get washed out to the outside of outside zone 4.
Right.
But let's see how that's going to come into play with the scores. All right, so that's Yuta Komatsu, car number 80, Komatsu Racing. His car, he got 90 points. I actually took out 1 style point, but I guess he bettered his line and angle in some way. He actually got a 30-point full score from Nobuteru Taniguchi on his angled run, so he got a 90-point run. Man, I'm excited to see all these J drivers in Japan competing in Formula Drift Japan.
Yes.
They're all getting high scores. We usually averaged around 80-something last year, but it looks like everybody's like bringing their A game to the series. Now everybody's getting high scores. This is really exciting. I mean, if I had a meter on me that shows how excited I am, I don't even know what will happen if I blow up.
So this is the car number 53, Mitsunori Yoshimura with Team Mori.
All right, so this is the SR-powered S15. Let's see what he can do coming up the hill. Do some angle. Oh, no. He must have put it in the wrong gear or something and just missed out. That was probably close to being an incomplete. I would like to check that on the replay, but I don't think he's going to get a score for that because he did completely correct himself right in front of judging stand, outside in front of outside zone 1. I know what he was trying to do. He flicked it, threw it really hard, but that kind of actually didn't work for him. It looked like he was down on power, maybe put it in the wrong gear. I don't know, something just happened at the entry for him, but man, that was such a waste of a run. It looked like it was going to be a great run, but ended up getting an incomplete for his second run. So he's going to have to fight for a spot with the 70-point run. I don't know, I haven't compared the scores to see if he's going to make it into the big show or not. He probably has his fingers crossed right now too, but we'll see how this is going to go. Really depends on how everybody else runs, or how everybody else does for their second run. So the next car is
car number 61, Kunihiko Taramachi.
Nichie Racing with Good Ride Motorsports. He's part of the Good Ride team. Good Ride is a tire manufacturer. They have a couple cars in their team. His earlier score was a 78. Let's see if he can better that on his second run. Initiated. Oh no, doesn't sound like the car is running good. He had to correct a little bit. It looks like he can't keep the angle leaving the outside zone. Ooh, not a great run from him, and from what I can remember, his first run, maybe that's the same problem he had. The car didn't sound like it sounded like the car had to clear his throat, but didn't sound like it really. Looks like he's lacking or down on power or something. So right here, he kind of corrects going into outside zone 1. Doesn't look like he reaches outside, all the way outside on line. And the rest of the track too, he looks like he's kind of shallow, barely making a run. Alright, the sun is really coming out.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm happy it's not raining, so I'd rather get a little sunburn than sitting here being miserable with, and soaked, sitting in rain. 75 points. His score earlier was a 78. We're going to have to see the better score, so hopefully that slides him right into the top 32 spot with the 78-point run. But it looks like the average is somewhere around 80. I'm not sure what the cutoff score is. I'm not going to do my math right now.
Okay, so the next car number. Okay, so the next car is the car number 33, Junya Ishikawa with the Hiroshima Toyota Team Droopy.
So this is his first time competing in this car this year, driven by a different driver last year, and now he goes in, flicks the car pretty hard, rotates a lot. Wow, that was actually a lot of commitment throughout the whole track. I think the only part that he had to kind of let off was coming from outside zone 1 to 2. But the initiation looked good. It was very fluid. And the commitment level, he was on throttle almost the whole time. So he had to pull out a little bit of angle going into outside zone 2 right before here so he doesn't go too into the rumble strip. But after this, it looks pretty good.
So you got 83 points on the first run?
Yeah.
We'll see what the score is.
My guess, he's probably going to better it. That was actually a way better run than his first run, from what I remember.
$91 points.
Still 91 points.
A lot better than the first one.
Yep, a lot better than his first run.
So the next car number 35, Takahito Morozumi, Team DG5.
Okay, earlier it looked like his car was running.
Right, he got lower score.
Yeah, something happened earlier. His run was really couldn't put together a clean run. Let's see what he can do for the second run. Very low energy entry. Not fluid. He's too busy doing things to keep the car sideways. There you go. Oh no. Something is going on. Very, very shallow through there. Not gonna say it was a clean run.
Oh, look at the replay.
Very low energy, low commitment. Looks like he's struggling the whole time, so it's weird how you can tell by looking at how they drive. The guys that knows what they're doing, and when they're on it, they're on it. But like right here, he's just fighting to keep the car sideways and not straightening, so that was not gonna look good for him. Yeah, so going back to the points, this is Fukada earlier. He got, I think, he got somewhere around on 90 run, I think.
Yes.
The tall Japanese driver.
92.
Now going back to the scores, the style judge, which is me this time, he got a 60-point run. He bettered it by only 5 points. This is going to be really hard for him to get back into the 32. But the style judge has 40, which I have 40 points. We have the line and angle judge that has 30 points each, total of 100 points.
So this is the car number 9, the Rockstar.
Rockstar Harutomo Tamenishi, Team Diva. Got a 62-point run earlier. Let's see if we could better that. Came in, not a hard flick. All right, so I'm gonna have to say the previous run and his run, Tamenishi's run is very low energy as well.
He got a 62 points on the first one.
Yeah, so not. I think it's a lot better than his first run, but it's going to be really hard for him to get in.
Well, we'll see. $72 points.
It's more, but I don't know. He's probably going to be on borderline, so really hard to say right now, but good luck to him.
So the next car number is 22, Atsushi Wachi, Professor Auto Service.
Man, and I was saying earlier, he got an 80-point run earlier.
Yes.
Oh, he's shooting up some nitrous. His car is very beautiful. It's got the GP Sports Aero. Very, very clean build. Oh, a little bit of correction on angle. And he goes off course, and he just kind of threw it away. He did go too deep into outside zone 2, upset the movement of the car, end up getting an incomplete. Now I hope his 80-point run on his first run gets him through, but we'll see. Don't know what's going to happen until the end, so now he's going to have to, you know, this is the waiting part. It's just, it hurts you so much. Like when I used to compete, if I didn't get a good score, and if you have to sit at your pits hoping not to get pushed out of the top 32 spot. It's just
Yeah.
like, I mean, I almost puked.
Oh, boy.
You know, thinking about it. I was getting so nervous. But I don't have to feel that way anymore. So.
See what the score is for Wachi.
Oh, got a incomplete.
Oh, 0?
Yep, got incomplete.
Okay.
So now we're up with car number 963. Daiichi Mizutani Jidosha with Zeknova. 75 points for his first run. Let's see if we can better that. Kind of a lower energy initiation, low angle going through. He had to give it a little clutch kick. Looks like he's lacking a little bit on power. But going downhill, looks like he's committed, but not as smooth as it should be.
Look at the replay.
And there's his run. Now, oh, he got an 80-point run.
80.
So I guess his line wasn't as bad. So not much excitement and not much angle, but his line was good. So I actually brought him up to an 80-point run. That might be the borderline. We'll see how his score is gonna hold up for the top 32 until we'll know until we're all done with all the rest of the drivers. Okay, so I just gotta tell you one thing. It's really hot right now because the sun came out and I'm just getting blasted.
It's getting really hot.
Yeah. Very, very hot. But this is let's see, car number 87.
87. Ishiguro Yukiko.
Yukiko,
female driver
from Real Style.
So she got 74 points for the first run.
Let's see if she can better it
for the second run.
Power-wise, she doesn't have the power, but she does have the technique. So let's see if she could better that score. Looks like she's initiating a little too early. She cut in way too deep into the inside clip of the first corner. She's kind of coasting through the outside zone 3 to 4. Not much excitement, but I think she kind of misjudged the entry where she was supposed to initiate. Looks like she initiated way too early. So that it's gonna hurt her commitment side of the style score too. Yeah, so that was one of our 3 female drivers in Formula Drift series this year. She got a 72. Looks like she lost a score here and there.
72.
Yeah, so like I said, I'm not sure what the borderline is. Hopefully she made it into the competition. There's only a few drivers that are gonna get cut from the entry list. So
the next car is car number 36. Kazumi Takahashi with the BMW E92.
TMS Racing Team.
Yeah, 84 points in the first run.
Oh yeah, 84 points. Man, and this car it's wrapped, but underneath this thing is dry carbon, full dry carbon, beautiful E92. Nice flick and nice entry with a lot of excitement. On gas all the way, going down. Kind of missed out of zone 2. And looks like he had a slight angle adjustment there.
Looks really aggressive, right?
Yeah, very aggressive run. It looks like it was better. I think he made that same mistake going through outer zone 3 to zone 3 to 4 zone. but his entry actually looked a lot more exciting than his earlier run. There we go. So I think it looked like it was a style-wise, it was a better run than what he did on the first run.
See what the score is.
So yeah, those cars are built in Latvia, I think, where HGK is. And it's a full carbon body. Looks really, really good with or without livery. 93 points. Wow, so his angle and line judge was nearly perfect. Wow, so looks like there's like a couple of drivers that has 93 points.
Right.
So he upped his score by 9 points. Great job by Kazumi Takahashi.
Next car will be car number 555, Yukio Faust.
So Yukio got a 90. He started the 90 points club on the first run, where he was one of the guys who did. Oh, a little bit of correction going into outer zone 1. Kind of sloppy. Another correction there going into outer zone 2. Everything else, the commitment is there, and he goes in a lot more there. The commitment level was very low.
So you got 90 points for the first run.
90 points for his first run. Let's see what he's going to get for his second run. Very exciting, though. A lot of energy, a lot of commitment. Just a couple of bobbles here and there. It looked like he dove in a little bit too fast after he initiated going into outside zone 1. Then he started to carry more angle after he passed the inner clip. Well, there's actually no clip, but the inside of the first corner. So he actually lost 1 point. He got an 89.
89.
But as you can see, he has 30 points on his angle score. So when he is going through the outer zones, pretty much he was full angle through those areas. Very exciting driving. I'd like to see how he's going to do during the tandem. It's going to be very
exciting,
fun to watch. Yep.
So next up is car number 666. Shuichi Mano with Chatty Boy style.
Chatty Boy style. Bicycle Boy style.
Bicycle.
His run earlier was a 74-point run. He is probably on the borderline or somewhere near there, so he's going to have to dig up something.
See, he can do better.
Yep.
This one.
It looks like he's initiating a little earlier. There's a lot of bobble, correcting the angle here and there. There's good amount of commitment going down the hill. Had to e-brake it, wobbly. Not as smooth as he should be, but he does have commitment. Pulls out a little bit of angle there for initiation. It's going to hurt him in his points. And after here too, had to drag the e-brake, upset the movement of the car. Not a clean run, but he does put down a score. So the drone view is beautiful. There's no fog. It's really sunny. I mean, it's really sunny right now because
burning.
Yeah, I smell myself. My skin is burning right now. It sounds like I'm cooking right now. Oh,
80 points.
80 points. So that might be the borderline around 80. So it's really hard to tell. But Mano, Shuichi Mano.
Yes.
That was his second run. So he's gonna have to go back to the pits.
So the next
and just
car,
pray.
Okay. So the next car is a 130. Saori Iwasaki. This is another female driver.
Yeah, unfortunately earlier she got it incomplete after she initiated. I don't know if he was in the wrong gear or what. But it's a brand new car for her. And she's been in the series for a few years now, so let's see how she does. Uh-oh. Oh no. Yeah, so from what I see, she initiates way past the one cone. So I think she barely passed the one cone and initiated, and it looked like she was going into drift as she was going past the one cone. But the commitment and fluidity level will not look so good. It must be like car trouble or something. It must be car trouble or something because she had trouble there.
61 points.
So we did give her a score, but very low.
Okay, so the next car is number 41, Shinichi Uemura, Team Hirano Tire, Uemura, Sangyo, IAS.
So his run was a 66. He's gonna have to do something to better the score. Hopefully get it up to the 80s just to be in the safe. So he lets off a little bit on the straightaway, throws angle. Adds angle during outside zone 1. Kind of a sloppy run. He's on and off gas really hard, so not fluid. And when you're not on the gas a lot, it's gonna hurt your fluidity and also commitment. So that's like a double strike right there. Let's see what his score is gonna turn out to be like. So this is kind of fresh though. We have, it's almost like a brand new panel of judges here. And Taniguchi, this is the first time he's judging for Formula Drift Japan or any kind of Formula Drift series. And he is the angle judge, so let's see. And Imamura has traveled with us all year last year for the Formula Drift Japan series. And he was a commentator, and now he is one of the judges as well. He's a line judge this time. 77 points. That's really, really, I don't know. I don't know what the borderline is, like I said. But, yeah, it's a tough one.
Okay, so he's 77.
So we got the only GRS 204 crown in the series.
He's from Okinawa Prefecture.
Yep. Shout out to Okinawa. I was born in Okinawa, actually.
You were?
But I'm not Okinawan, though.
Oh,
I was just born there. Car number 18, Iha. Now see if he can better his score. He got a 73 earlier, and now slowly gets into the angle. Not exciting, but smooth. He's kind of coasting through outside zone 3 to 4, not on gas. And what we're looking for, especially for style, we want you to get on gas as soon as possible or just stay on gas throughout the whole track, you know. So he's been off and on through the track, so let's see what the score is going to turn out to be. There's a bobble right there. There you go, that area too. Let's see. So he has a 73 for his first run.
Still waiting for the score.
See, and that is Takahashi's brand new BMW E92. Very different to see a BMW chassis in Japan because they're really stuck with the traditional S15s and the JZX chassis. Oh, 80 points. Telling you 80, around 80 is the border. So
okay, so the next car is car number 13, Yasuhiro Takaki. T square with DGR, good ride.
all right, so earlier he was he got a 79 earlier.
70 points, yeah, 79 points.
SR20 180SX. Not so much angle when you initiate, kind of shallow throughout the track. On gas most of the time. A few adjustments here and there. Nice transition, but let's see. But I would say not so dynamic as a run. He was on gas most of the time, but he looked like he was shallow. A couple mistakes here and there, and the initiation wasn't as dynamic as he should be.
He got 79 points for the first run.
Hopefully he gets more for his second run. It'll probably make him feel a lot more comfortable to make it into the top 32 spot. 79 points. Man, he's probably on the bubble. I think. I don't know, but all right.
Okay, so the car number 168, Masayo Minowa. It's another female driver.
Man, when I'm on the bubble, I swear, like waiting and waiting, it just kills you, and it feels like it's forever. So, okay, now we have female driver.
She got 74
Masayo
points.
Minowa. Low energy entry. Looks like she's doing everything she can to make it, but she opposite drifts. She opposite drifts after the outside zone 1. And that is for sure probably going to be an incomplete. So, during the off season, I was watching a few of the female drivers in cars, and it does look like they struggle holding onto the steering wheel, or they struggle pulling the e-brake and stuff, especially if you're a smaller person. You know, body build matters too. So I think female drivers has that, where guys are, you know, usually more like, you know, and then the girl drivers has to kind of hang on to the steering wheel. That's what I saw. So I'm not going to say that's for everybody, but then that might be something the female drivers have to work harder than the guy drivers, but hopefully they all make it through and kick some butt.
So this car is number 328, Shinichiro Saito with Car Guy Racing.
And this is the dad of the Saitos, the Saito family. Smooth, but not aggressive initiation. Kind of pulls out a little bit of angle there at the outside zone 1. Kind of coasts through the track, so it looks very smooth, but there's a couple of corrections here and there.
So he got 76 points at first run.
Very soft and smooth run by Saito, but there's a couple of corrections, and also the initiation might hurt him on the score because it isn't as dynamic as it's supposed to be. But he ends up with the 82 points. He had a 76 earlier.
It's a better points than the first
one.
He
bettered it. That's actually kind of put him in a okay spot,
position,
maybe, maybe to make it through for the top 32. So let's say if 80 was a borderline, he's in for now, but the waiting starts. There are still a few cars that are after him that probably didn't make an 80. Well, actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's a couple of cars, So just have to have your fingers crossed. Nobody raises a bar for the border, but next car is car number 63, Mori, Yoshimi Mori. He's feathering the car throughout the whole track, but looks pretty smooth, fairly smooth. And I believe he had an 82-point run earlier. So let's see if he's going to better that run.
So he got 82 points for the first run.
Yeah, that might actually better the run, or he might get a better score on this run. It looks a lot more smooth. It's a lot smoother than his first run. Whoa, got a 91. Wow, so looks like the scores are starting to raise again. Now we're on the second half of the second runs of the 40 drivers.
So now, Robbie, we go into the commercial.
All right, so we're gonna have a short commercial break.
Please stay tuned for Formula Drift Japan 2020. We'll be back shortly. Yes, we'll be back shortly.
ね。いざという時にちゃんと止まれるタイヤ、ウエット A。ウエット A。
ウエットグリップ性能 A のタイヤなら雨でもしっかり止まれて高い安全性を発揮。滑りやすい濡れた路面でもより
安 やる。
横浜
革新のカーボンベゼル。Bluetooth 搭載 G-SHOCK カシオ。
The brightness called brilliant. Valenti.
Quality of Japanese craftsmanship. ブリッド。
What's up, guys? It's Frederick Ospo, and I use RSR suspension on all my drift cars. I love RSR. Iyo RSR Ichiban.
伝統と革新、小倉クラッチのテクノロジーを凝縮、チャンピオンを取るためのクラッチ、小倉レーシングクラッチ ORC。
究極の静かさと安全性。オンロード、オフロード、世界中で活躍するケンダ。その信頼を支える静音性、安定性と対摩耗性。世界が認めた技術と信頼を街乗りでも高品質と納得の価格、タイヤのポテンシャルをあなたに。ケンダ。
The brightness called brilliant, blinding and vivid. Valenti.
Hello and welcome back to Formula Drift Japan 2020. Here we are here at the Sportsland Sugo, beautiful Miyagi Prefecture. Again, I'm here with Robbie Nishida.
How you doing, Michael? And thank you guys for tuning in. I am just super overexcited just being back out here watching drifting, judging drifting, and now I'm commentating. But I gotta say, man, the weather is holding up right now. Everybody thought it was gonna start raining mid qualify because, you know, we're high up in the mountains. There's no fog. I'm just knocking on wood right now just so it's not gonna happen, but we will see sunshine throughout the rest of the second runs of the qualify, I think. But we are cooking up here in the judging stand because it's hot. The sun is out. But you know what? Like I said earlier, I'd rather be burnt than sitting in the rain and being wet miserably. Yeah.
Okay, so the car is getting ready. This car number 84, Masakazu Hashi, Piecework RDS Racing Baleno.
Pieceworks. Peace. So that's 15 Sylvia. He got an 87-point run. It was actually a pretty good run earlier. Let's see if he can do better for a second run and join the 90s club. Good angle. The rate wasn't. He's on gas the whole time though. He's giving it all he can. And there you go. He's bouncing off the rev limiter the whole time. He's just on it the whole time.
So he got 87 points for the first run. So you can do better for this run.
So I just hear Taniguchi next to me copying him on the rev limiter.
The sound of the car.
Yeah, but he's he was on it the whole time. It was a very exciting run. Let's see what he's gonna get for a second run. If he gets more than an 87. No, I think he competed in the same car last year too. So I remember him. There's a couple of times that we remember him well because he had a few exciting runs. I can't remember which track, but there was a couple of times that I saw him. So he's like an upcoming young driver. Been in the series a few years. Oh, he actually got an 88, so he got one more point. You know, I gotta say though, his car looks like he's giving 110% in that car. Just imagine if he was in a car that's able to do a little bit more, man, he'd be a dangerous driver. But it looks like the 88-point run is going to make him, put him in a right spot for tomorrow. He's in for sure.
So this is car number 408, Shoya Saito with Car Guy Racing, the son of Shinichiro Saito.
Yep. 18 years old. When I was 18, I wasn't doing this for sure. I know. Kind of got stuck when you initiated, but oh man, the car. Oh man, dude. Oh man, the car is running bad. And I know the car was not 100% for his first run, also, which ended up getting him that 68-point run, and now an incomplete because the car it didn't shut down, but did not want to give him anymore.
Yeah.
Man, you know, just watching drivers coming out here, you only have 2 runs and the car doesn't run right or something happens, you have trouble. It just hurts to watch because you just don't know how much preparation goes on behind the scenes. These guys travel from all over Japan. The endless sleepless nights that you have working on the car and getting to that level, getting ready, bringing everything with you, you know, camping out here at your pits, man, it really sucks. At least if you have one try with a fair chance with your car running well, but that's just too bad. Hopefully he comes back stronger next round.
Yeah. So the next car is car number 5, Tomoki Tanaka, the V-Style with the Tetsujin GR.
Brand new car in the 90-point club.
90 points.
Oh, his front kind of washed out on the initiation, but the rest of the part, he looks like he's on gas the whole time. Makes it all the way out. He has to steer. It looks like his front washes out a lot, which
look at the replay.
Doesn't give him. I mean, it's just like earlier with the points. He got a good score on commitment, but fluidity, I think his car is not letting him do that. But you know what? Not bad for a brand new car build. First time out on a competition.
Yeah.
And just going back, reminding everybody, a round of applause to all these guys that are out here. 87 points. But he has a 90-point run for his first run, so that's like a for sure run for him to be in score. But yeah, credit to all the guys out there, mechanics, teams, no spectators, but they're still out here. Everybody's keeping it safe, keeping their distance, wearing their masks. Everybody's taking it really seriously out here, so the matter doesn't get any worse. But thank you guys for tuning in. Happy to be here. Let's see the rest. Yep, rest of the run.
Next up is car number 93, Monkey Ito with Team Hirano Tire.
Oh, he looks aggressive coming in. Oh, that kind of upset the movement of his car. And he kind of washed out on the end. Smoothness, he probably did a better job on his first run, but aggressiveness, and you know what? We have a team in the U.S., all the boys out there that comes out, helps out on the track staff.
Yeah.
In FDUSA too. Those guys are hard workers, and today we have the Sportsland Sugo guys. They're not even driving, and they have to go out there and pick up after other people's mess when they knock over cones and stuff, and they got to run out there, and it's actually getting really hot too. They got to thank these guys. You got to thank everybody, you know. Or we won't be able to have a great event like this.
Yeah. Oh. 81 points.
81 points. So his run earlier was probably better. I think he got a little sloppy for this one. He got a little more aggressive than the earlier run, but I think he got a little more sloppier as well. But I think he has an 84. So it looks like if you're in the 80s, you might be in the safe zone. I don't want to speak too soon.
Okay. So let's go. But then next up, car number 888, Kenji Yamada, aka Jamaken.
Jamaken. Nagao Techno Star Raudada Company, that's his team name. So he got an 86-point run. He's becoming a veteran in the Formula Drift Series. I think he's competed, this is his third year, I believe, full season. So SR20, S15, see how he's going to do. Second run. Clean initiation. Right on gas. Kind of cuts in over there going to the outside zone 2. Oh, that kind of messes his lineup. Looks like he's losing a little bit of angle coming from the outside zone 3 to 4. It started off clean, but it did not end up as clean as we thought it was going to be. You know, I gotta tell you, this is the first time I'm actually commentating and judging at the same time, but this is a lot of work and it's really hard. So Ryan Lontaine does it all the time, and he makes it look easy. So I was like, yeah, man, I could do it too. But nope, it's hard work, so props to Lontaine, yeah.
Lontaine. Oh, 77 points.
77 points, yeah. His first one was better. The second one got a little sloppy. But it sounds like, I was just listening to the commentators over there, it sounds like 86 points will make you in for sure. So my guess is if you're in the 80s, if you join the 80s club, most likely you'll be qualifying and everybody is fighting for their spot. Next driver.
The car number 85, Daisuke Hara, Team MJ Style with the action.
Team MJ Style, Hara Daisuke.
Yeah.
Team Michael Jackson, Team MJ. 84-point run earlier. Let's see what he's going to do. Sounds like he has a 2J in that thing. Throws the car. Goes all the way out to the outside zone. Knocks over the first cone, or the second cone, I'm sorry. Pulls a little bit of angle out and over-rotates at the end of the outside zone 2. Kind of makes him cut a little short. All right. So, not as smooth as he should be, but a lot of commitment. Yeah, so he's teammates with the other guy, Team MJ Style, car number 344, Miyoshi.
Yes.
They both have white cars, both Nissans. His car looks really, really clean. Looks like the Rocket Bunny body kit. 84-point run for his first run. Let's see what he gets for his second run. Well, it's a little bit of the drone footage right now, but that helped out a lot. So 83-point run. He lost a point from his first run, so he's still in the 80-point club. Hopefully that's good enough for him to run for tandem. Now, up next is supposed to be car number 38. He's not at the line yet, but Fukada, Tadahiro Fukada, the tall Japanese guy. Very friendly. Tanabe SSR Team Dunlop, GZX 400 Mark II. So how is it doing this? You're new to sitting here and commentating and stuff. How do you feel watching all these drift cars?
I mean, pretty exciting. At the same time, it's pretty difficult.
Why?
I don't get used to
Why
this.
is it? Well, the sun isn't really helping out right now, number one. Yeah, and number two, yeah, there's a lot to remember and stuff like that.
It is.
I'm just a drift car nerd, so I act like I know what I'm saying, but I don't. So Fukada had a 92-point run earlier, which was pretty good, so he's in the safe zone to make it through for qualify, but obviously everybody wants to go for the top spot for qualify, so let's see if he can pull that off somewhere. Smooth and whoops. He has a very weird way of initiation. He slides out and looks like he has to pull out an angle slowly. A lot of commitment. Looks like he leaves outside zone 1 kind of early because of the line, the way he goes into outside zone 1.
Yes.
He goes in a little too deep. Looks like he washed out a little bit too. So the tracks are designed so if you make one line, you should be able to stay on gas and have good amount throttle and angle throughout the whole track to make a smooth run. So I think the initiation is key to a lot of the tracks. If you initiate wrong, depending on the grip level and the power level of your car, that could actually screw the rest of your run too. So 87, yeah, it didn't look as impressive as his first run, which was a 92-point run, but he's still in it for tomorrow's tandem. So
So the next up is car number 125, Yoshichika Tamagawa, Car Guy Racing. He got 93 points for the first run.
yeah, his first run was pretty impressive. A lot of commitment, very smooth, very aggressive. So this is going to be an exciting run. His flick isn't as hard, but everything else is smooth. He takes it all the way out on gas, good angle. Doesn't really get off the gas so much. He coasts through here a little bit, but that's about it. Another clean run by Tamagawa. That was a pretty clean run. I am expecting it to be a pretty high score again. The only part that that was a pretty good run. But as of a style judge, his initiation, if it can become a little bit sharper, then yeah, even better. But he's still going to get a really, really high score for this because it looked like he was on the good line. Oh, 92. He actually lost the score. So the style score I gave him was a 36 earlier and a 36 again. So he must have lost it somewhere. But you know what? 92 point, 93 point run. That actually shows how complete he is and how used to the track he is.
Okay, so next up is car number 14, Tomohiro Murayama, Buy Now Japan with Dunlop.
Buy Now Japan, Murayama, they've been a team, I think since last year or something, but Murayama is the Mr. S14. He still rocks the SR20 motor in this thing. Throws the car in. Looks like he comes a little short, goes a little into the dirt on the run from first outer to second outer. Alright. But I'd say it's a pretty similar run as what he had earlier. But it looks like he's really, really, really giving it his all with this car. But like you see, like I think it depends on the grip level and the power level of the cars, but there's a lot of cars that actually are full throttle all the way through, with or without left foot braking through the outside zones, and there's some of the guys that are actually feathering the gas pedal to adjust themselves too. So I mean, as a judge, we have to watch everything, what they're doing and what it seems like they're doing inside the car too. So I'm gonna have to base everything off of that. But it was a fairly good run, I believe.
89.
Oh, 89 points. He upped it by 5 points. So it looks like he improved somewhere in the line or the angle, because I gave him the same exact score as Style.
So the next car number is 19, Yuichi Amagai, Perfect Style.
So this is an S15, unlike S14 Murayama. This one is a 2J. Looks like he has to clutch kick and dig himself out of the power, into the power band. In that time, it's kind of wasted because he's sitting there clutch kicking, letting the car go. But the car looks like, oh, he got a little upset after he passed outside zone 3. He dipped the tire there too. I would say not a smooth run. Not smooth on the angle through the first turn. All right, the scores are in. And he got 80 for the first run. Let's see what he gets for the second run. Ooh, actually 81 points. 81. And I actually gave him one more point than last time, so maybe that's it. All right.
So the next car is car number 770, Yusuke Kusaba.
Cusco Racing, a 90 Supra on Bridgestone tires. This guy works at MacGuard. They're those lock nut. They make lock nuts for wheels. He works there, and he travels all the way. He speaks a little bit of English. And now he got himself this ride with Cusco in the brand new Toyota A90 Supra. He used to drive a Toyota 86 up until last year, so brand new build. Little timid on the initiation. He takes a wide line to outside zone 1, outside zone 2. Gets back on gas as soon as possible. Not super exciting, but a lot better than his first run.
So he got 74 points for the
Earlier,
first
yeah.
time,
And you know what? I gotta say, since I've driven before, in different situations, I think this is the first year he's a driver actually for a team. So it's not his own team he'll be driving. So you have limited time to practice and get used to the car, but you know what? He got 84 point. He did better his run from the first one. I know there's more potential behind there because I think he podiumed before at the Ebisu round a couple years ago too in his 86. So we'll see. He's going to be one to look at during the season as the team grows stronger and gets used to the car, and he gets used to the car, gets more seat time.
So the next up is car number 73, Kazuki Hayashi, Team West Auto with good ride.
All right, so Hayashi is actually back in his own car, coming from a team car where he drove that 86 for Droopy. It looks like he laid down a pretty good run for his first one. Excited to see what he's going to do for a second one. Kind of a big initiation, steers a little adjustment after the initiation, but after that he throws very good angle on gas, pretty smooth, and overall exciting run. And we are double checking ourselves on the replay, just in case. Man, those cars are beautiful. But you know, the Supra series before this, the A90, the A80s are nice. A70 Supras look old school. With the pop-up headlights, those are cool. Oh, 93 points. He got 3 more points. Now he joined the 93-point club with a few other drivers. Well, there's like 5 drivers that got 93 points. So there's going to be like a tide. So maybe we're going to have like 10 guys first place, right?
Yeah. So next up is car number 17, Jin Horino.
And he is one of the leaders of the point, or actually one of the guys that are in the 93-point run club. Did a pretty good run for his first run. A veteran in Formula Drift Japan with the 2JZ S15. And he's part of the Good Ride drift team as well. And his initiation kind of, his front washes out. That is actually not good. Very sloppy run. Doesn't make it to the outside of the outside zone 2. Yeah, there's a lot of mistakes here and there. I would say that he will not be able to better that 93-point run. But you know what? If you get 93 point, or if you get a high score for the first one, you just have to go for it, you know, for the second run, and maybe that's what he did. So, you know, qualifying first, it actually puts you in a position where you're going to be going against a guy that qualified 32nd.
Yeah.
It also feels good to, you know, go into the tandem battles as the guy who got the highest score in the single run. So that's more intimidating for the other cars to go against. So it is nice to be able to qualify first, but let's see who will. We will not know who's going to be the first qualifier until we're done with the whole, the roster of the drivers for the Formula Drift Japan Series here at Sportsland Sugo. And I'm telling you, man, the weather right now is great. Well, the sun is hot, but it's great.
It's better than the rain, right?
Man, you just don't know. We've been in, I mean, obviously we live here, but in Japan it's been raining and raining and raining for the past couple weeks.
It's a rainy season.
Oh yeah, it's like you come home, everything's always soaked. I can't work on my car outside. I'm just happy it's sunny. All right, next is car number 58, Kazuhiro Kubo. Vacancies are S13 180SX. The new car this year, 87-point run for his first run. Now he initiates, and it's pretty smooth and clean going out to the outside zone 1. Little slight bobble there outside zone before outside zone 2, and right here too. Looks like he struggles to stay outside and shallows up a little bit. And tell you the truth, not a high energy run though.
She got 87 points for the first one.
Yeah. Well, I'm just going over what I think from my side of style score. But like everybody else does, if you do a great job on line, if you do a great job on angle, if you do a great job on style, that'll still pull your score up overall. So the advice is just not to give up. Try to give it your all until you're done and pass the finish line. When everybody, oh, it's 80 points, yeah. So when everybody makes 90 points, you kind of want to join the club, you know?
Yeah. So the next car number 99, Kazuya Matsukawa, Hiroshima Team Droopy.
So he is in an AE85 Corolla Coupe with a monster V6 turbo motor.
He got 90 points for the 89 points.
89
for the
points.
First one?
Yep, 89 points. So he's only a point away from the 90-point run club. 90-point club. And he's blazing down the straightaway. Initiates big angle. Takes out a lot of angle and he goes way off course. And there's a bobble there too. He is on gas though, I gotta tell you, he's committed. But the car is wobbly. I think he gave it his all, but ended up being a little bit of a sloppy run. Yeah, so it looks like he dips a tire or two maybe on the outside zone 1, and everything kind of looks sloppy after that as well. But he was committed, he was pinned. He had his foot on the gas the whole time, but let's see where it's going to take him. That's 81 points. His 89-point run was a lot more exciting, I believe. But that's what you have to do. You're going to have to try to give it your all to better your first run. Especially after you get an 89 point for your first run, you know? So Miyoshi is a veteran, and he usually does really well in qualify, but right now he is sitting, I don't even know if it's his borderline or not, but he got 76 points on his first run, and this is his only chance to better his score. Let's see what he's going to do. He is coming down the straightaway and he initiates. A little bit better of a flick than his first run. Seems a little, oh man, he seems a little shallow. He lost a little angle, then tried to gain it back. The car does not look so smooth. That's kind of a big mistake, especially right in front of the judging stand, where he makes a little mistake where the car wobbles in front right before the outside zone 1. Here is good, but right here, right there, he had to gain angle, didn't make it all the way out to the outer zone 1, and his angle wasn't too sharp either. So man, this is going to be a hard one, because it's crazy to see guys that usually qualify high struggling to get into the top 32 spot. Oh, 79 points. Man, that is really, really close. I don't know. Until they tally up their scores, I don't know if that's good enough or not, but let's all cross our fingers.
Never know. Okay, so the next up is car number 15, Katsuhiro Ueno with Team Valeno.
So as the entry car, he has VR 180, but like I said earlier, his 180 did not make it, and also he said he's not 100%. The car, this S15 that he drove until last year, doesn't even sound 100% either. It sounds like it was popping and not running 100%. So let's see what he can do and what he could pull off with his second qualifier run. He's blazing down straightaway with a lot of smoke, puts the car out, gets back on gas. A little bit of adjustment here and there going into outer zone 1. Looks very smooth and committed coming out of outer zone 2, the transition, and goes right through. You know what? It looks like the car is running a lot better than how it was for the first run. Just got to double check a couple of things on the replay. It looks like he's playing it safe. Alright, so just waiting on the scores now, but yeah, I mean, it must be the condition. I don't know, he was talking about his lower back hurting and the car not being complete, and now they just have to pull out the S15 just to get by.
83 points.
Managed to, yeah, run an 83-point run. So
better than the first run.
Yeah, so that actually gives him another full day or a full night to be able to work on the car, to make sure he gets all the bugs out of there, to make it complete for the tandem runs. Now we have 3 more drivers to finish their second runs for the qualifier runs, and this is the top 3 of last year's series. Third place,
car number 90, Shinji Minowa.
Shinji Minowa in a brand new car. He said his shakedown was actually yesterday at the practice. Car looks totally different. He was in a yellow JZX90 Mark II that is actually in the States, and guys in the US, he might be coming to compete in the US too, depending on everything. So there, oh, he made a very, and there's a bobble right there, outside zone 2, and something happened to the car. He just cut. That is not good sign when the car corrects and he just shut it down. Something must have happened to the car. But he did a really, really hard reverse flick going into the turn. Flicked it kind of hard. There's a bobble right there, and right after this area, he just shuts it down right there. And that will get him an incomplete for this run, but he has 85 points run. He has a, oh, is that all the smoke inside the car, or? But the car is running under its own power, so something must have happened. I don't know if he just stopped, or maybe he saw something go off, or like an emergency. Maybe something's wrong with the car, but we will see. And hopefully, if there is something wrong with it, he can get it all sorted out by tomorrow. But he has an 85-point run for his first run, so most likely he'll probably make it through. But, like I said, I don't know for sure.
And the next up is car number 8, Koichi Yamashita, the AKA the champ.
So like we were talking about earlier, this is a 3-2-1. Top 3 guys from last year's series. Champ was in the championship race last year going against Andrew Gray, and it came down to the last battle at the last round, which was the finals, and they had a fuel leak problem, couldn't fix the car within the 5 minutes, and he had to take the loss against Andrew Gray, which made Andy the champion for the 4th time in FD Japan, and a first runner-up for the first time for Team Weld, champ Yamashita. So they are here for revenge. They want the championship. Flicks the car on gas, a lot smoother than how he was earlier. On the gas all the way through, kind of misses outside zone 2, on the e-brake to extend the car. A lot smoother than earlier, but would love to see him being on gas going from outside zone 3 to 4. He was on the e-brake. It's really obvious that he dragged it, but his initiation was really nice too. So that was Champ Yamashita. He had an 89-point run for his first run. And let's see what he does for his second run. 89-point run again. And finally, we have Andrew Gray, the 2019 former Drift Japan champion, in a brand new Lexus RC 200, swapped with the 2J, brand new Kazama Auto body kit. Car looks super cool, and he is now on his way for a second qualifier run. He initiates, flows out to the outside on gas. A little bit of hiccup maybe, and he kind of blazes through the track. That was a really nice run, but I am not sure if that was better than his first run. His first run was
93 points.
Yeah, it was a really, really nice one. Yeah. It was beautiful. It's just this one isn't as, it doesn't seem as good as the first one, but we'll see. Go. Andrew Gray on Lino tires. He is from Scotland. Team is watching to see what he's going to get for his score. But you know, I gotta say, pretty good preparation by the team with a brand new car, and also a car that's not 86 points. Yeah, it's not as good as his first run. But for a brand new car, I think that's a pretty good result. He got a 93 for the first run and 86 for the second run. So that's it. That was really exciting, and also it was amazing to be able to have this. We're happy that we just finished all the qualifier runs, first and second runs. There were a few upsets. There were a few great runs. A few cars are going to be going home, not making it into the top 32. But overall, very nice, exciting qualifier run. First time on track. They've never driven here before. We never held this style judging here at Sportsland Sugo, but I think everybody did a great job. Especially for the low power cars too. You're coming uphill, you got to throw it in, you're going downhill, elevation change. It's very exciting to see. And I'm pretty sure it's really exciting to drive too.
Yeah, I was pretty excited too. To see new cars with the new drivers and with new track.
Yeah, and most of all, you know, just being able to be out here. Unfortunately, no spectators, so we have less events going on. It's just strictly, you know, qualify and the tandem runs. But I'm just really happy that the weather held up today. The place looks awesome. The teams, the cars look really pretty, and we had no trouble. It didn't look like people were blowing cars up or big cars wrecking and going off course and all that stuff. So I'm really happy for today's results. And it's unfortunate, like I said, for the guys that aren't going to be making it into the top 32. There's only a grip of those guys that won't make it. But congratulations to all the drivers that made it out here. And even if you make it until tomorrow or not, you're still a winner for being able to come out here, especially during this time with the whole pandemic and everything.
Yes.
And you know, I mean, things would have changed a lot if we had the foreign drivers in there too, because just think about it, that's like another 4 or 5 drivers that we're missing.
Of course.
You know, so I want to say what's up to those guys too, and hopefully we can see you guys for the second round and the third round. And yeah, I'm really excited to watch and judge and also commentate for the tandem runs and the battles we're going to have tomorrow.
So thank you for watching Formula Drift Japan 2020 Sportsland Sugo round 1. This is for qualify. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm Michael. This is Robbie.
Yep, I enjoyed it a lot. Hope you guys enjoyed it too. And make sure you tune in for tomorrow's tandem battles. It's going to be exciting. The track is big, a lot of smoke, a lot of cars going sideways, and hopefully everything goes smoothly. And make sure you stay safe out there. We're doing it. We're behind these masks, and I got to tell you, talking behind this mask is just tiring, you know?
Oh my God, yeah.
But we got to do it, you know? You got to do what you got to do to be out here. Everybody make sure, wash your hands, you know.
Keep a distance.
Yep, social distancing is #1 key to stay safe right now. So thank you for watching, guys, and hopefully you'll hear back from us tomorrow.
See you soon. See you tomorrow.